Hello and welcome back to the Faded Wildflower Crochet. My name is Rachel. And the plan for today's video was to go to the thrift store and find a sweater or a blanket or something that I could take apart, unravel, and turn into a plushie. Well, imagine my absolute delight when I went to the thrift store and I found yarn. I go thrifting all the time. My family knows if I'm not at home or at the craft store, I'm probably at the thrift store and I never see yarn. And if I do, it's like Red Heart Super Saver, maybe like half a skein of it for $5. And this entire bag was $5. And I'll insert a clip of everything that it came with, a lot of brand new yarn in the package still, some half work projects, which I think we will save for a future video. But for today, we are going to be working with this set of yarn that was still in the packaging, and we're going to see what we can make with it. Okay, so I know that this yarn was originally in like a plastic package, and it even came with knitting needles and a crochet hook. But I know it was in the plastic, but I wanted to go ahead and wash it just to be safe. So I took it out and I hand washed it. And then normally I would just set it outside for a few hours, but this day it was like 15 degrees outside. So I put it in a pillowcase and I put it in the dryer and it got super tangly. I thought putting it in the pillowcase would keep it from getting tangly, but it did not. So I did have to unravel all of this, but I was able to salvage most of it. So I still think we have plenty to work with for this project. And I think the perfect plushie to make with this beautiful bright yarn is a little caterpillar. Here he is. And I do have this pattern available on my, look at this little face. I do have this pattern available on my Etsy shop. So I'm going to use these colors for the caterpillar. And my plan with this weird pom-pom yarn is to make like a little cocoon for our caterpillar. And then that set did come with, or not this original set, but all of that big package of yarn that I got also came with some ribbon. So I thought we could use this ribbon to tie up the little cocoon. We'll see. If this yarn is just like way, way, way too hard to work with, then we'll scrap that part. But I really want to see if we can make a little cocoon for our caterpillar. Wouldn't that be cute? Now I need to decide on a color order. I'm thinking this light pink for the face. Yes. And then maybe, what do we think about this? I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think this is what we're going to go with. So light pink, dark pink, orange, yellow, and green. And if we end up not liking it, we can always change it. But let's get started on this caterpillar. Okay, our little caterpillar has turned into a butterfly. The wings were honestly just a little bit of an afterthought. The bag of yarn I got at the thrift store came with this absolutely ridiculous white, fluffy, glittery yarn, which is so funny. I definitely wouldn't want to make a full plushie out of it, but for the little wings, it looks okay. It definitely could have been better if I would have used some other type of yarn, but I really wanted to only use yarn from the bag of yarn I got at the thrift store. So we put some little wings on them and they're just tied on. I will probably take them off after this video, but this was really, really fun to make. Was the yarn the best quality in the whole wide world? No. Would I have probably chosen this for myself, like from a craft store? Probably not, but I think that's kind of the fun of it. When you go to the thrift store, you just really don't know what you're going to find. And it can be really fun to see what you come up with. It can really spark ideas. It did for me. As far as our little cocoon goes, or is it a chrysalis? If it's a butterfly, it's a chrysalis, right? Somebody will correct me. So this pom-pom yarn took me a little bit of time to figure out. I just found that using a bigger crochet hook and using really loose tension worked well because I knew I wasn't going to be stuffing this piece with stuffing. So it didn't really matter if the holes were larger. And then just putting the little ribbon on there is such a nice, like, cute little touch. You can cinch it up. I think this little bag is actually really cute. You could use this for lots of things. But I had a lot of fun working on this project overall. Have you ever gone to the thrift store and thrifted yarn? Like I said, I hardly ever see it there, but it was so much fun to do, so much fun to work with, and have a lot of other project ideas with the rest of the yarn from this package. So don't you worry, the rest of this yarn is not going to go to waste. And I took the wings off of this guy, and he's definitely got some glitter left over, which he doesn't care. He's looking fabulous. I wanted to do a quick size comparison of our two caterpillars. This is the original made in bulky velvet, and this is our little guy we made today. And like I said, this yarn was not the best quality in the whole wide world, but it was pretty easy to work with. And it was definitely a fine weight. So they're very different sizes, but both very cute. You can buy this pattern in my Etsy shop. It's very beginner friendly. There is some sewing, but other than that, it is beginner friendly. Let me know what you thought about today's video. You can like and subscribe and stick around. Let me know what other kinds of projects you want me to work on in the future, and I'll see you next time.